It is now official, ladies and gentlemen. The 68 teams for the 2024 NCAA tournament are set. Welcome to the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel, where I, your host, DaRock, I'm going to be going through here just my initial kind of reactions to the bracket as a whole. I'm not going to give any picks yet because I'm running a bracket challenge here for Bandwagon Sports. And the winner of it, if we get enough applicants, I'm willing to do $20, $25 either Amazon Prime gift card or Xbox, PlayStation, whatever you guys are interested in. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to comment down below. And then while you're down there commenting, make sure to like this video and subscribe because, like I said, March is a big month for us here, talking all sorts of college basketball. And we're going to keep doing that here through the end of the tournament. So to start off with, I'm going to go through the last four in and the first four out that the committee gave here. These last four in are all 10 seeds, which is rare. Usually the last four in sit around the 11 seed, with so many bid thieves this weekend. Teams like NC State, Oregon, the Atlantic 10 being a 2-bid lead with Duquesne winning it all. New Mexico, that was originally a bubble team, they won the Mountain West, so they were in it. So the last four in, Boise State, Colorado, Virginia, and Colorado State. So those are the teams that'll be playing in Dayton on Tuesday and Wednesday. But then the committee's first four out had Oklahoma, Seton Hall, Indiana State, and Pitt. So kind of my takeaways from this. Virginia, I don't want Virginia in. Their style of basketball is so not fun to watch. But just the fact that the ACC got in 5 teams, and then you see two Mountain West teams. Mountain West got in 6 teams, but the Big East only got in 3 teams. And the only one that was really in contention there was Seton Hall. Like, St. John's was far away. Like, Pitt being ahead of St. John's, I don't really know if that makes sense to me. So I don't know. I kind of think, though, like, the Mountain West, they really need to have a step up this year. Like, San Diego State did go on a run last year, but, like, Boise State and Colorado State, I think, like, at least one of them need to win this game. And then, maybe the Mountain West wins a couple more games. Just because, like, they're a team, like, conference that I'm not really, like, sold on. Like, I am glad to see, I am happy here that a mid-major league got 6 teams in the tournament, even if 2 of them here are playing in Dayton to start it off. Honestly, not really surprised about Indiana State. I would have loved to see them, and that's a mid-major team I would have loved to see in. So I guess really maybe my only gripe would be I'd rather see an Indiana State over Virginia. I guess I really wouldn't have been opposed to Colorado missing after losing last night either to Oregon, or sorry, as I'm recording this on Sunday, last night, Saturday. But yeah, so that's my key here with the first 4. So then I'm just going to go through here round by round. Like I said, I'm not going to give picks. I don't want to give my picks away. I want you guys to, join the bracket challenge, try to beat me in these picks. But let's look at here the bracket. So we're starting here in the East. UConn was the number 1 overall seed. They're playing at Stetson. I mean, I think they should win that game pretty easily. FAU Northwestern's also going to be a fun one to watch in that pod there. Boo Buie, really good player. FAU, brought back their whole team from last year. Boo Buie versus John L. Davis. I think that could be a really good game. UAB is a team, they won the American here playing San Diego State. San Diego State, national runner-up last year. That could be interesting here, if San Diego State goes on a bit of a run. Them, FAU and UConn, UConn could play the 2 teams, or no, sorry, San Diego State and FAU played. But three of the final 4 teams from last year, the ones that are in the tournament, all in this pod here. Auburn won the SEC tournament. They've been playing pretty well as late. John I. Broom's a really solid player. Yale won on a buzzer beater to win the Ivy. A game Brown should have won, kind of sold against Yale. So solid games there. I guess probably my game to watch would be that FAU Northwestern game, just because I think those are 2 teams that are pretty similar and have some good guards, some talented players to watch. Then going on in this bracket, BYU as a 6 seed. I feel like they're a bit underseeded. And especially against Duquesne. Duquesne, I think, is kind of overseeded, so I guess it kind of works stuff out. Duquesne, like I said, won the Atlantic 10, so they got the automatic bid. BYU, solid squad. Like I said, I predicted them. They could make the second weekend. I said that, I think, last week or maybe some other video this week. And I still could see it. I mean, Illinois, they won the Big Ten title here today, but playing Moorhead, maybe Moorhead gives them a bit of a challenge. We'll have to see. This Washington State Drake game should be really good. I'm really excited to watch Drake. They're a team that I think they could win this first game, maybe give Iowa State some trouble as well. Tucker DeVries is really solid for them. Had a good game in the Missouri Valley Championship. And then Iowa State, the 2 seed. This is another weird one. Iowa State, it showed the committee's rankings. They were the lowest ranked 2 seed. There were some people arguing Iowa State could have been a 1 seed following winning the Big 12 as handily as they did over Houston. So that was a really big win for them. So, and then probably in this pod, I'd say BYU, Illinois, if that's the second round game we get, I think that's going to be a really good game. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got Drake, Iowa State, Battle of Iowa. Here, as I said originally, I'm not going to give picks, but these aren't picks. These are just kind of like leans, what I'm thinking originally. And moving on now to the West. So North Carolina is the number 1 seed here in the West. They play the winner of Howard and Wagner in the first 4 game. Then we have the battle of the MSUs, Mississippi State, a team, people thought maybe they were going to be on the bubble. They ended up being pretty safely and being an 8 seed here. I'm playing the 9 seed Michigan State. And like I said, in the past, people I think are going to be high on Michigan State because they're always a team, that they play well in March. But I really like Josh Hubbard and the Bulldogs. And to be honest, if there's a 1 seed that I maybe could see not making the second weekend like it always happens, maybe Josh Hubbard could give the Bulldogs, a win over Carolina. I think that could be a really good matchup there. I think this is going to be a pretty popular 5-12 upset here. Grand Canyon, really solid team. They've been in the tournament a couple of years now against St. Mary's. St. Mary's, however, though, did beat Gonzaga twice this year, did win the West Coast Conference. So don't sleep on them. Don't just see, I think a lot of times people see a mid-major as like a high seed, like 5-6, 4-5-6 seed, and they're kind of like, okay, that's a good spot to take them to lose. So I would say that's probably my favorite game here in this group. That could be a good one. Charleston, I think, could also put Alabama on upset potential a little bit here. They made the tournament last year as well. Alabama, they're kind of one of those like iffy teams. Their offense can be really good, but sometimes their defense not so much. And if shots aren't falling, that can do you in the tournament. And the bottom half of that bracket, we got Clemson as a 6 seed taking on New Mexico. Baylor and Colgate is on the pod there. Colgate's one of those teams, they're like always in the tournament, but they never win. So like I think I do like Baylor. And then in Clemson, New Mexico, I might lean the Lobos a little bit. I think Clemson might be a little overseeded as a 6. Like I said, the ACC might be a little overrated in my opinion, putting in 5 teams. I don't really think the league was that good this year, so we'll have to see, But I might lean the Lobos and go New Mexico, Baylor. Dayton, Nevada could be a good one. This is also one of these games. These games are played in Utah, and because of that, I might actually lean Nevada. However, DaRock Holmes is a really fun player to watch for Dayton. I think this could be a good game. Could really go either way. And then Arizona, the 2 seed. They did lose as a 2 seed last year. People might forget because Purdue lost 1, but Arizona was a 2 last year, lost to Princeton. They play Long Beach State again, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I'll probably go Arizona in that one. But yeah, probably game to watch in this little pod here. I would say probably that Clemson New Mexico game. What I'm seeing too on DraftKings, New Mexico is actually favored to win that game, so that's interesting. Then we're going on here to the South region. Houston takes on Longwood. No reason why the Cougars shouldn't win despite losing the Big 12. Nebraska against Texas A&M should be a really good one. Texas A&M was another bubble team, but they went on a run here, got themselves into the tournament after making it to the semifinals SEC tournament this past weekend. Keisei Tominaga is a really good player though for Nebraska, like a lot of fun to watch. So I might lean the Huskers to knock off the Aggies, and then this might be my favorite pod in the whole bracket. Wisconsin against James Madison. Wisconsin has not been playing super well until this Big Ten tournament run. Like, for sure before that would have been a really trendy pick to lose. I still think they will be because James Madison, like I said, 31-3 on the year. Really solid squad. They already beat a Big Ten team this year in Michigan State to start the year. Can they get another one in Wisconsin? I think I'm going to be picking them to do it. And then Duke, Vermont. Vermont's also one of those teams that's like always in the tournament, but they never win. So I'm going to go with my Blue Devils. I'm going to go with Duke to take it. I think, bad loss to NC State, but I think they bounce back here. So, yeah, Duke, James Madison could be a fun one as well, So that should be a fun little group right there. The bottom half of the South, we got Texas against NC State. NC State, like I said, Bid Thief went on a run here to win the ACC tournament. DJ Burns, big guy, a lot of fun to watch. DJ Horn's also a really good guard for the Red Raider or for the Wolfpack. Papa Isaacs leads the way for Texas Tech. They're a team. They just got killed though by Houston in the Big 12 semis. This could be another one. Maybe I lean an upset for NC State, see if they can keep riding that hot hand. But I don't know. It's always tough, in the conference tournaments, it's 5 games in 5 days. Like, you can ride the momentum. But now when you take a couple days off here, that game would be on Thursday. So, now that's a couple days here in between games. We'll have to see if they can keep riding it. But I think I'm going to go with the Red Raiders for now. Kentucky, I think they should beat Oakland. Kentucky's a really good team. A lot of fun to watch. Florida then plays the winner of Boise State and Colorado. That's one I go either way with those 7-10 games. They're pretty competitive. But I might go with the Gators. They lost the SEC title game today, but they're a solid squad. And then Marquette, definitely have to have Ian on to talk about this region. Big Marquette fan. I think they should handle Western Kentucky no problem. I think if we get Marquette, Kentucky in the Sweet 16 out of this group, that would be a really fun game. That's what I'm hoping for. The final reason, Midwest, Purdue, they play the winner of Montana State and Grambling. No reason they shouldn't win this. Utah State, TCU, maybe not like a super game people have circled, especially being a late game on Friday night. But I think it could be a fun one. I'm probably leaning the Horned Frogs, but like I said, 8-9 games could go either way. Gonzaga, McNeese, and Kansas, Samford. This is my favorite pod, for sure. Two teams that, Gonzaga and Kansas, historic programs, always making the Sweet 16. But kind of down years for them, too, which is crazy since they're still 4 and 5 seeds. And then they play McNeese and Samford, two teams I'm really high on. I like a core for Samford. Plus, like I said, Kansas isn't super healthy right now. I think Samford for sure is going to be the one I pick. I can see McNeese winning as well. Will Wade's got him coached up pretty well. Shahada Wells, really good guard for them. So, I could really see any 4 of these matchups taking place. I could see Gonzaga, Samford. I could see McNeese, Kansas. I can see Samford, McNeese. I don't know. That's going to be really fun to watch for underdogs. So, I guess my pick, I'm going to go Samford, Gonzaga is going to be my pick there. And I don't know, this first bracket I filled out here, I had Samford going on a bit of a run because they play Purdue. And Purdue, does have a tendency to kind of lose some of these games. Wrap it up here. South Carolina plays Oregon. Like I said, Oregon, one of those bid thieves, went on a run here to make it to the tournament. And they're playing good basketball. But I like South Carolina. They score the ball well. 6-11 games. Sometimes the 11-team seed, especially when it's a major team, could be the favorite. But I'm going to probably go South Carolina. Creighton, team I think can make a deep run. I think they knock off Akron. Texas plays the winner of UVA and Colorado State. I'm leaning the Longhorns here in my first bracket to start. I like, their guards like Dylan DeSue, and I think Rodney Terry can coach them up. And then Tennessee plays St. Peter's, the Peacocks, back to the tournament as a 15, playing an SEC team. I don't think they come out so lucky this time. Dalton Connect's too good for Tennessee. So that's kind of my first kind of thoughts on these games. And then I'm going to give you my first thoughts, not locked in, but my first thoughts on the Final Four. Like I said, I filled out a paper bracket. That's what I always do to start. I personally enjoy that. I don't know, maybe you guys are more online people. But in that first bracket, my Final Four, I had UConn, the number 1 team in the country, defending national champions. They have, some teams in that region, Illinois could give them trouble. I think, like I said, BYU could go on a run. Iowa State's a really good defensive team, but I do think the Huskies come out of that region. Then in the West, I'm going to Arizona, just since, they're the 2 seed. They're playing on the West. Final Four is in Phoenix this year. I think that could be a good storyline. UNC could give them a game, but who knows? Like I said, maybe Mississippi State knocks them out. But UNC, Arizona, Baylor, I could see any of those teams winning this region. But I'm going to go with Arizona for now. And then the South, I had Houston knocking off Kentucky. I think that would be a really good game. Just kind of 2 different styles. Kentucky really offensive team. Houston a defensive team. Could be a fun game. And then out of the Midwest, I had Creighton. Creighton was my team. I had represented the Midwest. I didn't want to just pick, all chalk. 1 and 2 seeds. Creighton, maybe the three's not super high either. But I think Houston and UConn are the 2 best teams in the country. And as of right now, I have Houston knocking off UConn in the national title game. But we'll have to see. There's a lot of time before Thursday before we have to lock it in. And if, like I said, you guys think my picks are bad, think you can beat me, go ahead, lock your picks in the bracket challenge. Hopefully a lot of you guys join. Like I said, while you're down there once again, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. And thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of content coming this week. I'll see you guys then. Peace.